So, question 7. Anyways, but so you're a guitarist, obviously.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that know that. So, how has this disease, I guess you would call it in a way,
Yeah.
how has that affected your playing?
At first it was a lot harder for me to play, and that's because I was growing up and I always wanted to be a guitarist, and I couldn't. I didn't think I could because I got down on myself. It's like, oh, my fingers will never be able to just do what it's supposed to. How it affected me at first physically, it kind of limited what I was able to do. I mostly sung like chords and stuff, and I wanted to get past that, so I did a lot of hand exercises to try and make my fingers a little bit looser. That way, I can do the things that I can do now. Emotionally, it made me feel horrible because I was like, I want to be able to do all these cool things that all these guitarists that I look up to can do, but I can't. And with a lot of hard work and effort, I was able to get there, and I'm pretty happy with where I'm at right now. But I'm always looking for ways to improve.
That's important.
It still affects me today because there's some things I can't do because like some weird inverted chords or whatever that's just like my hand is not capable of doing this.
Understandable.
So, right? Yeah.
Okay, so question 8. How do people usually view you before they actually get to know you?
Growing up, they looked at me as the weird kid with big hair, I guess. Arm aside, like for a little bit, people didn't even know about my arm because of how badly I got bullied. When I transferred schools, I made sure that no one knew. And then I had to have a surgery 3 months later. So then everybody knew. Yeah. Then everyone knew.
Kind of backfired.
Yeah, it really backfired. But first it's like, they just looked at me like, why does he have big hair? He's white. I'm not white, by the way. I'm half black. But that was the first impression that people usually have. Then I tell them about my arm. Nowadays they're like, really? I can never tell.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something for those for the younger kids watching this who have brachial plexus injuries. No one's gonna notice when you're older.
No, it's true.
No one's really gonna notice unless you point it out. Then people start to see, oh yeah, you hold your arm this way. You have scars from surgeries and stuff. Because as soon as I tell people that I've had 5 surgeries, they start noticing my scars. Before that, they never notice.
Yeah.
So people's usually their first impression on me is, okay, he's kind of nice, I guess. He's pretty cool.
Just kind of a normal reaction.
Yeah, sort of just like, I'm just meeting this person, and then I tell them about my arm, and they're like, oh, really? Oh, I can never tell.
Okay, so question 9. How do you think people should react when they're around those with brachial plexus palsy?
How should they act with them?
Yeah, like if they actually do notice it, like right away,
Like
how do you think they should react?
Like a normal person would. That's how I feel. I mean, just because we have this injury doesn't make us less of a person. I mean,
it's just a physical attribute.
Yeah, it doesn't take away from your emotional aspect, it doesn't take away from your mental aspect. I feel like it should just be, oh, that's cool. I don't know, it's just not something to judge about, I guess. Like, when I tell people, they start getting sorry for me. I'm just like, why are you sorry for me? I'm a normal person too.
Something wrong.
I've gone through some stuff. You've gone through some stuff. It's like I've just gone through different stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me less of a person. It doesn't make me any different of a person. I just went through something that you might not have.
Yeah. Okay. So question 10. What advice can you give to those who don't have this but befriend them in a way?
I started sharing that I have a brachial plexus injury because I want people to be aware that if they ever meet someone who has the same injury as me, or God forbid that their child is born with this injury, that they know what to do and they know how to treat their child. Not like, oh, my kid is injured, let's baby him. No, because I was not babied. I was
treated normally.
I was treated like a normal person, like anyone should with this injury. So I guess the advice that I can give for people who don't have the injury is to treat those who do have the injury like they are just just like a close friend. Don't treat them like, oh, I have this friend who has brachial plexus palsy, so I have to treat them a certain way. No, treat it like, oh, I've got this friend who has brachial plexus palsy, and he or she hangs out with all the other people that I hang out with, and it's like, it's not a big deal.
Normal.
Yeah, very normal. My bandmates treat me like a normal person, and it's nothing different. Like, they look at me, they're like, oh yeah, he can't do this, but oh well, let's give him some help. That's also something. If they need help, like doing something, because I know I do on a day-to-day basis, absolutely positively help them. I'm 16 years old. I got 2 more years before I'm out of the house. I still need help.
Of course. It's understandable, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so question 11. What advice can you give to those who do have this?
Don't be ashamed of yourself. Don't feel like you're less of a person. Because I did. And I regret it with all my heart, because I look at myself now, I'm like, I'm just a normal person. I just went through some things that maybe other people didn't. Just treat yourself and look at yourself as if you were a normal person. I shouldn't even say normal person, because we are normal people. Look at yourself like, I'm at a disadvantage a little bit, but I'm still awesome. I'm still a great person. Never get, I mean, I know you're going to get down on yourself. I have those days. Everyone who has a disability, disadvantage, anything like that, we always get down on ourselves. But it's always important to get back up. That's a key point. So I guess the best advice I can say is to keep your head up, and if you ever feel sad, talk to someone about it, and make sure you're doing well with your arm, because that can make a big difference too. If you're not doing your stretches, if you're not being active with it, it could make you sad, and it has on occasion with me. So whenever I start getting sad, it's like, maybe I should work my arm out or something. Maybe I should play guitar. If you guys, for my boys, if you like playing video games, my girls, maybe I like doing hair, makeup, piano, exactly, piano, anything with music. Music is very therapeutic. So it's something that you should definitely get into if you like music, if you like video games, definitely, because I remember my mom telling me that she was worried that I wasn't going to be able to play video games because of my hand, and she would love it when I would do it because I was actually doing stuff with my hands. And also something that's really nice is working with clay and stuff. It's a good sort of like it's good to work out your fingers and stuff.
Okay, so last question, question 12. Is there anything else that you would want the viewers to know about that we haven't covered?
About brachial plexus palsy or I just want people to be aware that, it's something that it does affect people. It's not very common where we're at. I've met, I think, 2 other people who have brachial plexus palsy, and they're both kids. But I have met multiple people who have the same injury as me, and when I met them, I was shocked, because I was like, I thought I was the only person in the world who had this, because I felt like I was the only person in the world who had this, with not growing up with not many friends, having that feeling of aloneness, it's not a nice thing, but that's the purpose of this page. That way people don't feel alone like I did. That way people realize that, this isn't so bad. I'm a normal person. I'm just like everybody else. I just have a little bit of a disadvantage, and I know people are going to be helping me with that because they care about me and I care about them. That's basically all I have to talk about this. I mean, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I'll try my best to answer. Well, thank you, Michaela.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks.
No problem.
Well, thank you guys for checking this out. No, seriously, thank you guys. Like and share this on Facebook.
YouTube.
YouTube. Just raise awareness about this, because that's the goal here. Have a good night, guys.
See ya.